Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zank here, and today I'm bringing you another battle in the VGC 14 ladder series where I climb the online ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today I'm taking a break from using Mega Charizard X and bringing a good friend, Mega Manectric, back onto the team, as well as a Shiny Bisharp. I got both Shiny Bisharp and Shiny Manectric recently, so I really wanted to try it out. Aerodactyl, Salamence, Amoonguss, and Azumarill complete the core. Gonna disconnect there, try to find another opponent. My rating right now is just around 1650, so trying to make my way up until the 1700s. Mega Manectric, really interesting Pokemon. It's pretty frail, but it has just such good overall type coverage, getting HP, Ice, Thunderbolt, and Overheat. That just covers so much of the format. And Aerodactyl I really like for Tailwind support. Aerodactyl Bisharp, also a really popular core, that's picking up more popularity. Bisharp, especially with Assurance, has seen a lot of use. Mangoslow used it to get second at Wisconsin Regionals. Wolfie brought it to his regional, and Sajin, of course, won a Korean regional with it. But we're going to find Abel, 1469 from Mexico, and Abel's team is going to be pretty standard one of Talonflame, Ferrothorn, Rotom Wash, Kangaskhan, Gardevoir, and Garchomp. So, a couple of things to note immediately here. Obviously, Kangaskhan's the Mega Pokemon. Manectric can do a lot of work here because it picks up the one-hit KO on 3 of Abel's 6 Pokemon. Of course, it's going to have to watch out for that Kangaskhan, but otherwise I really like Manectric here. Debating whether I want to lead with it or not, though. Salamence, also great other than the Gardevoir. Gardevoir is really the thing I'm most scared of, to be quite honest. But So I really want Bisharp, obviously, to beat the Gardevoir, but the question is, where do I put the Bisharp? Do I lead with it? Kind of want Aerodactyl for Tailwind support. Set up Tailwind right away and go from there. And I'm going to have Aerodactyl in the front. Thinking Bisharp as my second one, though I kind of want to go with Salamence too, but Bisharp hard counters, wow. Hard counters that Gardevoir, so I think I'm going to go with Bisharp, have Manectric in the back, and now I'm debating between Azumarill and Salamence, leaning towards Salamence, though, and I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to lead with Aerodactyl Bisharp, with the Manectric and the Salamence in the back, so I'm going to bring both Pokemon I wanted to feature in this match with Bisharp and Manectric, and we'll see how this plays out. Abel's rating was pretty low, it's lower than the 1500 you start off with, but this team is definitely a very solid team just by looking at it, so I don't want to underestimate him at all. And, he's got basically your common VGC Pokemon that you see put onto a team, but it's a very well-built one, and it's one that you can never underestimate an opponent with a well-built team, so we'll see how this game actually ends up going out. But my priority right now is just to set up a Tailwind, then Bisharp can do some work, especially with some assurances, but it's all dependent on what Abel leads with. There are a lot of options that I could do, but it's all dependent on what he wants to go with. So I'm going to go with Aerodactyl and my Shiny Bisharp, Life Orb Bisharp, of course, and Focus Sash Aerodactyl. He's going to go with Kangaskhan Gardevoir. Okay, so I was expecting the Gardevoir to come out, so I'm pretty happy to see that. But unfortunately, the Kangaskhan actually threatens the Bisharp really, yeah, it just threatens it because it's got the Power-Up Punch, and so that's not something I'm too happy to see. Obviously, I want to set up a Tailwind, but he's probably going to fake out on the first turn. But then here's the deal. If my opponent can either, fake out the Aerodactyl expecting to protect on Bisharp, or just go for a Power-Up Punch. So I'm definitely going to Tailwind with my Aerodactyl. I think I might just go for the Iron Head onto Gardevoir, expecting him to fake out my Aerodactyl. You know what? Let's go for that. We'll see how this plays out. If he lets me get the free Iron Head off onto Gardevoir, that'd be huge, because I take out basically the Pokemon that scares me the most in this matchup. This is somewhat risky, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. He is going to go for Fake Out. Who does he target? Aerodactyl, perfect. So that's exactly what I was anticipating. Bisharp should be able to outspeed Gardevoir here and actually just pick up the KO. Oh, but he's faster. Maybe perhaps Choice Scarf. Actually, definitely Choice Scarf, seeing how it went before Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl actually even going to hang on with 19 HP, and I'm so glad I did not go for the Protect play there. Able to pick up the one-hit KO on that Choice Scarf Gardevoir, bringing down the Pokemon I was scared of the most. I even anticipated switching the Aerodactyl into Salamence out, so glad I did not go with that play, and I take an instant 4-3 lead as the prediction I made pays off. But now I'm scared because he brings in Talonflame, and that's not a Pokemon I want to see. He's definitely going to just go for the Brave Bird KO on Aerodactyl. I think I might just have to concede that at this point. Unfortunately, the Kangaskhan also faster than my Salamence. Probably going to go for a Power-Up Punch. So I'm just going to, go for a Rock Slide here and protect with Bisharp. I really need to get Salamence in safely. That's the big thing right now. So Bisharp's going to protect. Once I get Salamence in, I can actually Sucker Punch Draco Meteor, the Kangaskhan, to KO it. And he is going to take me out with the Brave Bird here. But that's fine. I was expecting that, and I didn't want to switch out Aerodactyl because Aerodactyl's basically done its job. At this point, it's going to faint to a Sucker Punch / Brave Bird anyway, so don't want that to faint. he is going to take very minimal recoil damage as Power Up Punch goes into that Protect. Now I'm going to bring in Salamence. Intimidating both those attackers, huge. Definitely the main thing I was looking for, but now I'm able to actually try to pick up the KO onto this Kangaskhan as well. I'm going to go for that Draco Meteor Sucker Punch play like I mentioned earlier. Pretty aggressive, but actually, what's my last Pokemon? Yeah, I've got Manectric in the back, which deals with the Talonflame pretty well. And I really want to KO this Kangaskhan. It's the Pokemon I'm more afraid of. He's going to go for that Brave Bird, indicating to me that I will be able to KO the Kangaskhan. Unless he actually went for the Sucker Punch onto Salamence, which would be quite concerning. But nope, I'm going to get the Sucker Punch off, so that means I should be able to KO it this turn with the Life Orb Sucker Punch and a Draco Meteor, and that should be huge as long as I hit this, and I do. Sweet. So I take a 3-2 lead now, Salamence losing to special attack, but picking up the KO on Kangaskhan before that, and that's really, really big. I really needed that, especially because I've got Manectric in the back, which deals with Talonflame pretty well after it gets the second Intimidate up. So now I'm up for 3-2. Now it's all dependent on what my opponent's last Pokemon is, and I am so happy to see that Ferrothorn because I know I can take that out with my Manectric in the back. So here I'm just going to go for the Draco onto Talonflame and go for a Sucker Punch. He's going to Brave Bird, of course. I also want to switch the Salamence out, actually. But at this point, I mean, I'm in such a good position, but I don't want to obviously just lose it. And yeah, I'm just going to go for a Draco and a Assurance onto this Talonflame. And Manectric should be able to seal up the game for me. He is going to go for another Brave Bird. There's really not much more he can do. The cool thing is, against Manectric, Talonflame really wants to go for the Flare Blitz, especially because I'm going to bring him down to -2, but of course he can't without getting Sucker Punched because then he loses the priority he gets from that Brave Bird. Assurance, I don't think will KO here, but oh wow, it does, with the critical hit. Of course, Assurance, you really want to use it when you get another attack off there, but I'll take that any day. And he's going to get the Leech Seed off, Bishop avoiding it too. But I was in the position at this point where the game was over because even if Assurance did not crit there, I would be able to get a free Sucker Punch off. Then he'd be relying on Brave Bird, but Brave Bird -2 really doesn't do anything against either of my Pokemon. So crit didn't really matter that much. Obviously helped me out though. I'm going to go for the Overheat and the Assurance here. As long as Overheat hits, I should be able to win. But even if it doesn't at this point, he's got to like hit 2 Gyro Balls, maybe get a crit or something. But yeah, I played this knowing that he probably had Ferrothorn in the back, and this is one of the reasons why I made sure I had 2 Fire-type attack users, just to make sure I could beat it in the end game. And I'm just going to hit this Overheat right away, so that should seal up the game. Ferrothorn's HP slowly falling, and it goes down. So I take the 2-0 win after a pretty risky first turn play, but I made that play knowing that my opponent would probably expect the Protect on Bisharp, and because I made that play, able to take out the biggest threat to my team and win the game as a result. So pretty quick game for you guys, but against a pretty standard team. Got to feature Manectric and Assurance Bisharp, and that was fun. As always, 500 goals is the like for daily uploads. If you like, comment, subscribe if you guys haven't already, of course, and I'll see you next time. All right, peace.